Hi folks, God bless you. This is Reverend Jason Burns, President of Grace of God Bible College, refuting Ijaz, Ahmed and Hamza on the historicity of the Gospels. This is a private memo sent by Keith Thompson. It's 4 parts. Who sent me this from exegetical.apologetics.com. Looking at the historical veracity and integrity of the Gospel of Mark. Mark used the disciple Peter as his eyewitness source for his Gospel. This is confirmed by Papias and other uniform and early patristic traditions. The inclusio of eyewitness testimony found in canonical Mark, the plural to singular device involving Peter in canonical Mark. The fact that Mark's Gospel follows the structure of Peter's preachings in Acts, and the fact we know Luke used Mark and then identified his sources as eyewitness narratives in his preface in Luke chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. Casey, as previously argued, the following materials in Mark are derived from the primitive pre-gospel Aramaic sources. 1. Jesus' Old Testament understanding of John the Baptist's death in Mark chapter 9, verse 11 to 13. 2. The 2 Sabbath dialogues in Mark chapter 2, verse 23 to chapter 3, verse 6. Number 3. The request of James and John in Mark chapter 10, verse 35 to 44. And number 4, Jesus' Passover with his disciples in Mark chapter 14, verse 12 to 26. Maurice Casey, Aramaic Sources of Mark's Gospel, Cambridge, New York, Cambridge University Press, 1998, page 111-252. Ernest Bess isolated various pre-Markan sources traditions that are inconsistent, superfluous and unmodified, unnecessary or irrelevant given Mark's concerns use of words and style. Ernest Bess, Mark's Preservation of the Tradition, W.R. Telford, The Interpretation of Mark, Edinburgh, T&T Clark, 1995, page 153-168. Moreover, good historiographers like Polybius and Thucydides were fond of employing the testimony of local people. Bias-Gog, 2002, 67. Mark followed this, and therefore in chapter 4, verse 35 to 41, chapter 5, verse 1 to 20, chapter 6, verse 45 to 52, identified as the Gennesaret as a sea instead of the normal lake. This reflects the language of the local people at the shores of Gennesaret. For them, a small lake could easily become a sea. It reflects an epichoric perspective, the limited worldview of the small people living and working in the region. Byers-Gog, 2002, page 68 and 69. So there's some scholarly references of the historicity and reliability of the Gospel of Mark. Thank you for listening.